I will not forgive you guys for not giving me a clear enough warning of how emotional the series was gonna be. I just finished boo-hoo cry. I just finished crying like Jared cried when Mallory denied his proposal. Okay? I have been crying like Kwame getting let down by whatever her face is. The girl. What is her name? Micah. Guys, I was boo-hoo like I had to go to the bathroom, boo-hoo cry it out. I had to go watch a comedy podcast to bring myself back because I like oh, this is not right. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing the worst series on planet Earth. Okay. I'm only gonna do episode 5 because you guys said I should split 5. Well, one person. And since it was only one person, I'm gonna go with their suggestion. To just do 5 and then 6 on its own. But I had to finish it. I was not ready. I was not ready. But anyways, before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I feel like the tears are coming back. No. Cut the cameras. Okay. So we're going to start the episode with Violet talking to... Was she talking to Lady Danbury? I think so. And she was basically inquiring whether or not Charlotte misses companionship or partnership because George is so unwell.
I sometimes think our queen must be the loneliest woman in England. Do you think she misses it?
She has a husband. Yet in a very real way, she is as much a widow as you and I.
Your Majesty.
Is he dead?
I have not heard anything, Your Majesty.
I want to be sure.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Even though George is obviously alive, she's almost living the life of a widow, similar to Lady Danbury and Violet, because, well, one, she's physically absent from him, but also mentally he's absent more often than not. So yes, he's alive, but she's a slave to his mortality, kind of. So she's always waiting, like, is he alive? Is he gonna die? Is he okay? Is he not okay? Oh, like this is a life you would never wish on anybody. Like you would never wish on anybody. And if you would, you're a sick human being. But someone in the Discord, the Discord link is down below if you guys want to connect with us over there, asked, could you live this life knowing what we know now about King George? And honestly, that is a tough one. Mental health is difficult, especially when it's a severe case like this. Just that constant worry every waking moment, that's a big feat. That is a big feat for anybody. So yeah, I don't have that answer, but I pose it to you guys. Would you be able to live the life that Charlotte lived, knowing what you know now about George? Time jump back to the past. Lady Danbury has now laid her husband to rest, and she's struggling to deal with the feelings of relief that she's now freed from those shackles, but the grief of having lost her husband.
It's not surprising you should mourn him. He was your husband.
I was 3 when my parents promised me. When a deal was struck, I was told my favorite foods were his favorite foods. I read only the books he liked. I never thought what it would actually be like to have him be gone.
Oh, hell no. Betrothed at 3 years old? 3 years, like my life was not my own. I didn't even have a childhood. I was bred to be this person's... I'm even feeling sick. Like, wow, what in the twilight? What is happening? Yeah, this unfortunately I feel like is a reality for a lot of people, like back in the day. I know somebody very close in my life who she was set to be married to somebody. She's obviously significantly older. She was said to be married to somebody at the age of 14 or something like that. And I think at 16 or 17, they got married. And without airing everybody's business, let's just say she too is free and is realizing there's a life they could have lived if given the opportunity, but that opportunity was taken from them. So it's like a rediscovery of who they are. Is it even a rediscovery or just a discovery? Yeah, they're discovering who they are now in the absence of that person. And so I see that story. You know, I should recommend this series. I also have another question. So while she was growing up, what was he doing? What was he doing when she was 7, 12? What? Ugh, I don't even want to know. The princess is obviously eager to know whether or not Charlotte is with child, and there is speculation that she is, so she brings in a physician just to make sure.
You are taking a long time.
A very long time.
She is with child.
It is done.
Are you certain?
There can be no doubt.
Thank God. Can we announce?
Not until the quickening. We shall wait for the future king's arrival together.
Girl, if you don't stay out of Charlotte's business, okay, you are not the royal she wants to see. You are not the person she wants all up in her guts. Okay. But oh my goodness. Oh, what a time. What a time. All those people like examining your vagina, trying to see like, oh, are you pregnant? Are you not pregnant? Okay. And if I'm not, now all you people are being intrusive. Please go away. But I get it. I get it. The fate of the empire lies in Charlotte's hands, basically. So it is a very big deal, but it could never be me. Could never be me. Charlotte, like I said, would rather be in the company of a different royal. So she is writing her husband letters, but she does not know that her husband is basically a lab rat.
Deliver the letter to His Majesty.
I must deliver royal mail personally.
No, you're not ready.
The doctor, he was pissing me off in the previous episode, but he's really pissing me off here because he knows that what he's doing isn't necessarily making headway. But because George had a momentary lapse of judgment, he was feeling insecure about what he heard Charlotte saying about him, which wasn't necessarily bad. She was just saying, I wish I knew what I was getting into, right? But he just thought, okay, fine. I need to be absolutely perfect before I come into her presence because I don't want to be bringing her down. I don't want to be bringing down the crown. I need to show up as a good king, a good husband, and all that stuff. And this boot-licking ass, like, this predator of a doctor was feeding on George's insecurity and is now like amping up the treatment. And he knows it's not really doing anything. Like, and the crazy thing is too, the way that he presented his methods was that he wasn't going to do the shock therapy as everybody else was doing. He wasn't going to draw blood like everyone else was doing. But now that's exactly what he's doing. And I'm like, the princess, I get that her main priority is to make sure that the empire stands firm. But you're out here complaining about you have your king in your stomach and he's my king and I can't protect him in my womb. Okay, but he's outside being tortured like a freaking rat. Where are you? Where are you? You notice she never once went to examine his state. She just relinquished the power over to the doctor and left it there. Girl, check on the man. Even what's his name? Reynolds. Even Reynolds had more empathy and compassion for what the king was going through. And he sees him day in, day out, and he was like, oh no, this is not right. This is not right. You birthed this man. And you don't want to check on him. Because of this experiment, things like the succession of these Lord and Lady titles are in question. Lady Danbury now is wondering, okay, well, at first, people brought it to her, but then she started to process it herself. Now that Lord Danbury is gone, does the title shift to the son? Are you still a lady? The people on the other side are wondering so that they know what's their fate as well.
He was a great man.
He was a champion.
We do grieve.
However, what happens now?
What have you heard?
What do you become?
What do we become?
The title and estate were very specifically bestowed upon the late Lord Danbury. God rest his soul. In all likelihood, they revert to the crown.
Leaving me Lady Nothing. Lord Danbury.
Lovely to meet you, Your Highness.
A pleasure to meet you, Lord.
I mean, yeah, they're so slick over there in the palace. Like, she was so close. She was so close to inheriting the laws of succession by the way that she introduced her son to the princess. She was so close. But I would think that it would be the same, no? Yes, it's an experiment, but the queen is not going to just disappear after she has the child. She's going to be the queen until whenever. Like, I don't know when it changes, but she's going to be the queen for a long periodically time. So I would think if a lord passes away, that title should pass on to the next person, because Charlotte is still queen. And why give temporary titles just to take them away if the dynamics of the monarchy are still the same? I don't know. It didn't make any kind of sense to me. But this is where you see Lady Danbury trying to finesse her way into creating legacy for the people on the other side, because Lord Danbury is not going to be the only person who's going to die. Somebody else going to die too. And everybody needs to know what's the plan. Time jump to future Charlotte. She has taken matters into her own hands and has found brides for her sons.
Hello.
My sons have been ever so eager to meet you both. They will be your wives.
Did you say next week?
Mother, you cannot be serious.
Prince Regent of England. The man in charge since father's incapacity.
Now, Georgie, be a good boy and approve your brother's marriages.
I approve.
You've literally had to say your entire life. And look where that got us, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. Throughout this entire season, I was like, these kids are so ungrateful. Like, these kids are so ungrateful. Like, how could they just be whatless and do nothing? Oh my goodness. Episode 6 changed my mind. But let's pretend I haven't seen episode 6. I don't know why they thought bringing in the older brother was going to trump the words of Queen Charlotte. Like, I'm your mother. You better get your ass married. Like, get out of my face. What? Anyways, Violet is talking to Lady Danbury about becoming an empty nester. All her kids are getting married, growing up, going off, doing this and that and whatever. And so she is starting to feel some new feelings.
It seems my garden is in bloom.
The garden?
And now it wants things. Sunlight, air, touch. I am becoming dangerous, Agatha.
I'm sure.
I almost asked a footman to lie on top of me today.
My goddess, Bridgerton.
Oh, honey, we understand. Bloom away, honey. Bloom away. Eventually, your body starts to crave that old thing back, okay? Yeah, if she has a garden in bloom, I have an orchard. Yeah. And it craves things. Moving on. So time jump back to the past storyline. Lady Danbury is exploring this whole like garden in bloom situation, and they're teasing a romance between her and Lord Ledger.
I am on my own, but life is out of reach. All I can be certain of is mourning, embroidery, and quiet teas with other widows.
I am there.
Are you?
It's been a fine day. Thank you.
Honey, not the man got jungle fever. Not the man got jungle fever. Okay, so far we have a garden in bloom, an orchard in bloom. This is a safari. I love it. At first, I was like, what? But the more that I see it, I'm like, okay, I like it. I'm not mad at it. So between George being MIA and the princess being up Charlotte's ass, Charlotte has had enough. She wants to leave.
I have left that place, and I am never, never, never going back.
She means to stay.
Stay? What an honour.
No, not an honour. Terrifying. Excuse me, Your Majesty. Your man Brimsley is here.
Oh, so bloody good at his job.
Your brother is here as well.
Well, I will not see them.
If we are to be friends, we need to start again. Because I very much need a friend too.
Now, ma'am, where you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Nobody can house you because they'd be committing treason. And they don't want to put their life at risk over you just having a momentary sad period in your marriage. Like, girl, no. Their lives are not worth this little blip in your story. You know what I mean? After this debacle with wanting to leave and confiding in the sister, and then Brimsley and her brother going to fetch her to come back and be the queen, she does have an aha moment like, you're right. I am the queen. So I'm going to summon my husband, be my husband.
I want to see him. Where is he?
No, Your Majesty would not want that.
Do not tell me what I want. Untie him! Untie the king! I am Charlotte. This is our child. And we need you to be George again, or none of us are anyone. Let him be mad, if mad is what he needs. You are finished. Remove him from the grounds.
This is an error that will destroy him.
Be grateful I do not order you destroyed.
Clearly, I couldn't be queen because the way I would be abusing my power, what you mean it took you this long to realize that you could just order people to stop torturing your husband? Granted, she didn't know he was being tortured, but I'm like, girl, it took you too long to come to this realization. You are the queen. You're the queen. You're the queen. You better summon your husband and be in your presence. Okay. I'm glad she did take a stand against the doctor and everybody else, because he needs to start doing kingly things. Okay. And if that means that he's just going to be not okay mentally, whatever. At least he's not in a dark room being tortured, barely eating, barely bathing. Like that's not a way to live for anybody, let alone a king. The episode ends with Lady Danbury's safari being in bloom, honey. Okay, the safari. Y'all told me my questions will be answered, and boy, were they answered.
What is that?
A birthday hat. I make them.
Though now I have more questions than than I do answers, because I'm like, okay, but Violet and Agatha end up being friends. So does this never come up? Obviously I've seen the ending, so now I know. But I'm just like, so does it never come up? And like, what about the wife? Does the wife ever find out? Is this the only time Lord Ledger took a mistress? And was she okay with being a mistress? Like, was it just the one-off encounter? Anyways, all I know is I would have wished the affair went on a little bit longer, just to really justify the fact that this was her great love. Maybe I'm the one who's inflating it, because I perceived in Bridgerton she explained it as a great love. Maybe it was just love, period, and not like great. Yeah, maybe I'm inflating it. Maybe I am. But I wish we got to see a little bit more of them. That was too much of a tease. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have without telling you what happens in episode 6 for maybe those who haven't seen it, because shout out to the people who are watching this and who are now inclined to watch the show. That's literally my hope. You will enjoy it. And if Bridgerton is not really your thing, I can understand for season 1. Try season 2. Season 2 is actually good if you ask me. Well, okay, season 1 was good too, but season 2 has a different, air about it. It's just different. So if you like Queen Charlotte, I think you'll like season 2 of Bridgerton. That's just my suggestion. Anyways, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.